don't remember mending my wagons to be shot up by these goddamn fools out here.
You know, you're gonna look awfully silly with that knife sticking up your ass. You still here?
No. No, I was just going.
The Man with No Name, a biography of Clint Eastwood. The name conjures images of squinting eyes, a steely gaze, and a laconic drawl. He's a cinematic icon, a symbol of stoicism, and a Hollywood legend whose career has spanned over 6 decades. More than just an actor, he's a director, producer, composer, and politician, a complex figure who embodies the spirit of the American West while simultaneously challenging and deconstructing its mythology. This is the story of Clint Eastwood, a man who carved his own path through the Hollywood landscape, leaving an indelible mark on film history. Born Clinton Eastwood Jr. on May 31st, 1930, in San Francisco, California, his early life was far removed from the dusty, rugged landscapes of his future films. His father, Clinton Eastwood Sr., was a steelworker and later a bond salesman, while his mother, Ruth, worked in a clerical role at IBM. The family moved frequently during the Great Depression, following work prospects and experiencing the financial anxieties of the era. Despite the challenges, Eastwood recalls a relatively comfortable childhood, marked by his parents' strong work ethic and his sense of community. Growing up in Piedmont, California, a suburb of Oakland, Eastwood excelled in sports, particularly swimming and football. He was a tall and athletic teenager, possessing the physical presence that would later define many of his iconic roles. He attended Oakland Technical High School, though his academic performance was reportedly less impressive than his athletic prowess. There are conflicting stories regarding his graduation status. Some say he graduated, while others claim he left without receiving a diploma. Regardless, his focus lay elsewhere, drawn to the allure of the outdoors and the prospect of adventure. After high school, Eastwood drifted, taking on various odd jobs, including a lifeguard, a lumberjack, and a furnace tender. He even considered a career in music, playing piano, and singing in local bars. However, his life took an unexpected turn when he was drafted into the U.S. Army in 1951 during the Korean War. Assigned to Fort Ord, California as a swimming instructor, his military service was relatively uneventful, and he never saw combat. It was during this time, however, that he made crucial connections that would ultimately shape his career. While stationed at Fort Ord, Eastwood met 2 fellow soldiers who recognized his potential. One was David Jansen, a future star of the television series The Fugitive, and the other was a Universal Pictures employee. This connection led to an audition at Universal, and in 1954, Eastwood signed a 7-year contract with the studio for a meager $75 a week. His early years in Hollywood were marked by frustration and disappointment. He was deemed too tall, too lanky, and his acting style was considered too stiff. He appeared in a string of minor roles in B-movies, often uncredited or playing generic characters. Films like Revenge of the Creature and Tarantula offered him minimal screen time and little opportunity to showcase his acting abilities. Universal eventually dropped his contract in 1955, deeming him unsuitable for stardom. Undeterred, Eastwood persevered, taking acting classes and continuing to seek out roles. He found work in television, landing guest spots on popular shows like Highway Patrol, Maverick, and Rawhide. It was Rawhide, a Western series that premiered in 1959, that finally provided Eastwood with a stable role and a national platform. He played Rowdy Yates, a young and ambitious cattle driver alongside Eric Fleming's Gil Favor. Rawhide ran for 8 seasons, making Eastwood a household name, but he yearned for more challenging and nuanced roles. His breakthrough came unexpectedly in 1964, when he was offered the lead role in Sergio Leone's Italian-Spanish co-production A Fistful of Dollars, a low-budget, gritty western that borrowed heavily from Akira Kurosawa's Samurai Yojimbo. At first, Eastwood was hesitant, but the potential for international exposure and a substantial payday convinced him to take the risk. A Fistful of Dollars was a massive success, particularly in Europe, catapulting Eastwood to international stardom. He followed it with 2 more collaborations with Leone, For a Few Dollars More, 1965, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966, completing the Dollars trilogy. These films revolutionized the Western genre, dispensing with the romanticized depictions of the American frontier and embracing a darker, more cynical vision. Eastwood's character, the man with no name, became an iconic figure, a stoic and enigmatic anti-hero who dispensed justice with a gun. Upon returning to Hollywood, Eastwood leveraged his newfound fame to negotiate more favorable terms and greater creative control. He formed his own production company, Malpaso Productions, in 1967, which allowed him to produce and direct his own films. His directorial debut came in 1971 with Play Misty for Me, a psychological thriller that showcased his versatility and signaled his ambition to move beyond acting. The 1970s and 1980s saw Eastwood solidify his status as a major Hollywood star and a respected filmmaker. He starred in a string of commercially successful and critically acclaimed films, including Dirty Harry in 1971, High Plains Drifter, 1973, The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, Escape from Alcatraz, 1979, and Firefox, 1982. Dirty Harry, in particular, became a cultural phenomenon, introducing the world to Harry Callahan, a tough-talking, rule-bending San Francisco police inspector. The film sparked controversy for its perceived endorsement of vigilante justice, but it also resonated with audiences who were frustrated with the perceived ineffectiveness of the legal system. Harry Callahan became another iconic Eastwood character, a symbol of law and order in a chaotic world. Eastwood continued to direct and star in his own films, exploring a wide range of genres and themes. He directed westerns, war dramas, thrillers, and comedies, showcasing his ability to tell stories across different cinematic landscapes. He also began to challenge his own on-screen persona, taking on more complex and vulnerable roles. The 1990s marked a turning point in Eastwood's career. He directed and starred in Unforgiven, 1992, a revisionist western that deconstructed the myths of the genre and explored the moral complexities of violence. The film was a critical and commercial success, winning 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, cementing Eastwood's reputation as a serious filmmaker. Unforgiven was followed by a string of critically acclaimed films, including A Perfect World, 1993, The Bridges of Madison County, 1995, Absolute Power, 1997, and Million Dollar Baby, 2004, which also won Best Picture and Best Director. These films showcased Eastwood's sensitivity and his willingness to explore complex human relationships and emotional themes. In addition to his film career, Eastwood has also dabbled in politics. He served as the mayor of Carmel by the Sea, California, from 1986 to 1988, focusing on environmental issues and promoting tourism. He has also been a vocal advocate for conservative causes, though his political views have often been described as libertarian and independent. In recent years, Eastwood has continued to direct and star in films, exploring themes of heroism, redemption, and the complexities of the human condition. Films like Gran Torino, 2008, Invictus, 2009, American Sniper, 2014, and Cry Macho, 2021, demonstrate his enduring passion for storytelling and his ability to connect with audiences on a profound level. Clint Eastwood's legacy extends far beyond his iconic roles and his impressive filmography. He is a symbol of American individualism, a self-made man who defied expectations and carved his own path to success. He is a master storyteller, a filmmaker who has consistently challenged conventions and explored the complexities of the human experience. He is a cultural icon, a legend whose work will continue to inspire and entertain audiences for generations to come. While his on-screen persona might often be stoic and unflinching, behind the steely gaze lies a complex and multifaceted artist who has left an undeniable mark on the world of cinema. He's more than just a man with no name. He's Clint Eastwood, and his name is synonymous with the evolution and enduring appeal of American cinema.